Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have a kinetic water ram. It's made by General Pipe Cleaners. I'm going to show you how you change out the one of the gaskets inside of there. A lot of people, they have problems with pressurizing, and this is just one of many gaskets that's inside there. So let's see if I can try to show you, and then we can kind of figure it out. So the next time you have this problem, you won't be doing the same thing. So let's open it up and see what's inside. I think this one, all the parts are not there. So there's some parts that should be there that may not be there. So that's what you have. You have get your different nozzles. So this is the typical one that's on the end of the ram now. That's the one that will do your sinks, most of your toilets and everything. That's the most popular one that people use. These other ones for like smaller pipe diameters, maybe some smaller drains. Wherever it fits snug, they use it on that. There should be another, like a hose on there. I don't see that. And I thought there was another piece that came with this, which I don't see. But this is what's inside there. So the problem, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see what I'm seeing, but let's see. Hold on one second, guys.
I just want to ask you a question.
So we have a kinetic water ram, and if you try to pressurize it, it's not holding any pressure. So that's telling me right now that it's the thing that pushes up and down is not either pushing pressure or is that little flapper at the bottom. So what we're gonna do is, I think I already know what it is, but we already loosen this Allen key up right here. So we're gonna take this thing apart, and it comes with a kit. So the kit is, this is the kit right here. And it comes with a bunch of pieces, moving parts and everything. So all these kits are the replaceable parts. But in that situation, we're only using that little washer. Oh, right there, the little washer. So let's see, that's all the parts that it comes with. I think we're using that part right. Yeah, it's that part right there. It has to be that one. If it's not that one, it's that one. But I think it's that one. Once we see it, we know what it looks like. And that part is this one right here. So that's the part. So this part right here is the one we're using. That one. All the rest of these are they should be in good condition, but we'll keep them just in case. They even give you a little plumber's grease right there. So let's see what we got here. First things first, I'm gonna take apart this. I don't see the pins for that. No, they're right here. Oh, they're there. Okay, cool. So we have an old, somebody Jimmy rigged it. It still works, but we're gonna take this off, and we're gonna put the right one on there once we're done. So all that is like a little hole for the pin to squeeze the trigger. This trigger's upside down, but we'll fix that too. Take this off. If you take that off, this just comes up and out. So just up and out, just like that. It's pretty easy. Now this part here this Allen key is already loosened up. If it wasn't, we'd back it out, but it's already loosened up. Now I'm just gonna spin it out. Just turn it, spin it out. Just like that. Keep turning it until it comes all the way up. Pull it out, nice and gently. Now if we had to change anything, we have all our replacement parts, but the only part that I see that we have to change is this little piece right here. This little, which is this right here. So we're gonna open this up right here. If it works, then we've solved our problem. If not, then we have to further investigate. Right now you can tell by feeling the pump that it's not pressurizing. And that's the first thing you check. This other thing would be this little piece right here. This goes at the bottom of the tube. If you took out this whole entire tube, this is at the bottom of it. It's like a check valve, but we're not going to change that today because it seems like it's working fine with the check valve. And this Ziploc bag is kind of damaged, so that's gonna just open it up. This is the piece we're going to be changing today. This piece right there. So get our little. I've got to hold this pipe still while I turn that out. So let's see how this works. I'm gonna hold this kind of still right here so I can get my channel locks in there. Do it vice versa. Let's see if I can hold it still with that hand and turn it with this one. Either way, we gotta turn this little nut right here. Get that nut out of there. Once that nut spins out, here we do. Let's just crack the nut now. Just remember how it goes back in. The same way you take this out, it goes right back in the same exact way. So, got the nut, got this little piece right here that we're taking out. And see this piece here is this piece here. It just worn out. If you see this piece and this piece is supposed to be the same because there's no other pieces like that in there. And this piece that came out is this piece. So this piece goes back in. It's like that. This piece goes in like that. Well, actually, I'm doing it backwards. Sorry about that, guys. This piece goes in first, then this piece goes in. It's like that. So that should make it complete. Now, once I screw this back on here, that should give me pressure. And before we put it together, we're going to check and see if it's building pressure. So I'm going to tighten this up. Just snug it the same way it was loosened. Remember, you're not trying to over tighten it. You just want to get enough pressure that it builds up. And when you put this back in, this thing was kind of concave. So I'm going to kind of put it in a circular motion as I go in, so I don't mess up the piece there. So this kind of nice and slow. Push this in there. You want to make sure you don't damage that piece. So nice and slow. Because if you damage it, it won't build any pressure. Like I said, nice and slow, no rush. Kind of gently push it down in there. And almost in there. Like I said, this piece is kind of concave a little bit, so I'm gonna kind of, there we go, now it's in there. Now I'm going to screw this on, and make sure you don't cross thread this now. A lot of people, make sure it turns nice and easy. If you're going to force it, it's not going in nice and easy. So if it takes you a long time to get the thread straight, take your time. I mean, I feel like it's kind of rough, so I want to make sure that set screws all the way out. Make sure these, I shouldn't have to turn it too tight though. I feel like it's kind of tight. So this, I shouldn't have to turn it tight. It should be like a nice, even turn. I gotta take my time doing it right and then mess up the threads later on. I feel like those are the threads, but it still feels tight. So let's do this. Let's make sure that this Allen key is all the way backed out the right way before we go any further. Let's make sure. Let's make sure it's all the way as far as it can go without coming out the sleeve. So that should be as far as it can go right there. Just make sure. What could have happened? Somebody could have. It still feels kind of off. So I want to make sure I'm on the right threads. Yeah, that feels like the right thread right there. Because you don't want to be forcing it. That's the right thread right there. Sometimes if you keep wrenching it too hard, then you're on the wrong thread. You could be cross-threading it. So this is how it normally will sit. just about right there. So, you hear that pressure building up? It means it's building up pressure. There's no way you can tell if it really is building up pressure. But release it, and if you hear like a little air burst, you know you did the right job. So I'm just gonna pull on this pin. If I hear an air burst, I mean it built up pressure. Ready? 1, 2. Oh, I got to pull that kind of hard. And maybe pull it like this. You hear it? It's coming out of there. So that means it's built up pressure. So, pin. Next thing is, let's get the pin in first, and then we can tighten up the set screw, because we don't want to offset it. So we want to make sure that's lined up straight. So where's my pin at? My pin's right here. This is my new pin now, because we didn't have the old pin. So now it's very small and tiny. You got a little clip, you got a little pin. Take this handle. Pay attention to the orientation of the handle. It should be just the curve should be kind of curving down like that. I don't know if you guys can see that curving down. The flat part at the bottom. I'm gonna kind of slide it in like that. Loop, slide it over and down. Now I'm gonna lay it flat so I can stick this pin right in that hole. So line up the hole. Take your time because you're not in a rush. Get the pin to seat all the way in. I gotta turn this a little bit because it's a little bit off. There we go. So now we're in. Now by holding that pin, I'm gonna flip it over. It's a very tiny clip. Now, let me get my screwdriver out for this one because I think I need my screwdriver to push that on. I'm not gonna do it with my bare hands. So it's a very small clip. So tiny, you gotta just focus on it. Let's see this, if I can get this on the first try. If I get this on the first try, this could be a miracle. Can't see the slide. They go down just a little bit. Nope. Don't know where it went to either. Right there. This is where you need your glasses. Do this again. This is very small, so you gotta take your time. Take your time. I think if I line it up with the slot, I should be able to get it. Is it on there? Looks like it is, but let's see. I guess it is on there. It's not coming off. Well, yeah, I guess it is on there. So now, see, as long as it doesn't fall off, I guess, I didn't realize it was on there. So it is on there. So pressurize it. You feel the pressure building up. Now, when you hit the trigger, guess what you're going to hear? There you go. See that? So now you've got pressure building up in your canister now. Now you can go back to work. Now these parts here, this is no good no more. This is just a reference now because this is not going to help you anymore. So you kind of exclude this out of the package. Keep your spring, because you may need the spring. Keep your check valve. Keep this washer, just in case, because never you might need it. Keep your plumbing grease. Your other O-ring. This little flange. The lock nut. The other nut. The other O-ring. And this pack of O-rings here, keep all these. But those are for your internal parts that, just in case this didn't work, you gotta know how to take this apart too. So if I was to unscrew this piece right here, this little canister comes out of here. At the bottom of that canister is a check valve right there. If I take off this little thing, this unscrews too. And inside here, there's like a spring. That spring there is inside of here. And then that allows me to get to the plunger, this plunger piece right here. So this plunger rod goes all the way down to here. And that's what I'm pulling on. I'm pulling on a spring and a plunger. I don't take that apart unless I have to work on that. So if you don't have to work on it, don't take it apart. And that's pretty much it, guys. Put this back inside the canister, and now we're ready to go. Put it back so the next guy can come in, he can use it. This is a plumber's tool or a maintenance technician's tool. You don't see too many homeowners that have this because they're not unclogging a lot of drains. But you could buy this from, this comes from HD Supply, but you probably get this from like Granger. You probably get it from like any plumbing outlet should have that. And that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Catch you on the next one.